deter Western leaders from allowing Ukraine to strike deep inside Russia with Western-made weapons, ATACMS or Storm Shadow cruise missiles?
Well, they already do. I think it's fair to say that Russia's nuclear threats don't make much impression in Britain, and they don't make much impression on our colleagues in the Scandinavian states or in the Baltic states, in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. But they make some impression on some of our colleagues in other European countries, and they do affect public opinion. And you can see the effect of that certainly in Germany. You can see it in countries like Italy and some of the southern European countries. So it is a sad fact, I think, that just threatening nuclear weapons in the rather reckless way that Putin and some other members of his inner circle do on a regular basis, that has affected opinion in some Western countries among some sections of the public. And so in a peculiar way, it shows that nuclear deterrence works, that if you threaten it often enough, some people will start to guide their policy according to they're frightened of it. And undoubtedly, the idea of letting Ukraine use its Western supplied weapons to strike deeper into Russia against military targets, one of the reasons why some Western politicians are still very wary of that is the general fear of escalation. And behind the fear of escalation is the prospect that maybe at some point further down the line, we might be involved in a nuclear crisis. Now, I think that's very far-fetched, personally. I'm not too bothered about that. We should always be careful about nuclear escalation. It's far too serious to be casual about it. But it seems to me that the Russians are getting a very cheap victory by talking recklessly and frightening quite a number of politicians and public in some countries in the West and in the United States to create this sense that we've got to support Ukraine, but not give Ukraine the weapons it needs to really prevail in its own defense. And that seems to me to be a very contradictory and confusing policy on the part of many Western countries.
Also, in one of your